Kings, it's your girl Queen Dee Dee. Yes, I'm back again. This is me with Dee Dee Said It. I just want to kind of bring a follow-up to a story that I posted with the lady over in Houston, Texas. I'm going to leave the link in the description. This is the one. We're going to go back to the lady in Houston who said that she was drugged. But what people aren't paying attention to, she was drugged with Xanax. Not to say that Xanax is not a powerful, opioid, but watch this story and then we'll be able to do some comparing. But I will leave the link down in the comments, in the description. This is a dad drugged at Montrose Bar after drinking his wife's drink roofied by a creepy guy. I want us to watch this story. This story is 2 minutes and 32 seconds. I'm gonna probably spend about may give it 5 minutes on this story. I'm not even gonna hold you today. Because y'all notice the talking this girl, but don't worry about me talking today. Today I'm gonna be listening, and I probably won't even really chime in because this story speaks for itself. So what should I have to say? Okay, let's get started. Go.
Only on 2 tonight, a couple out for a few drinks at a local bar ended up being roofied. The husband and wife in their 40s went to their regular spot last weekend. Within minutes of leaving, the husband was drugged so severely he could barely even stand. Tonight, they're sharing the warning signs with KPRC2's Gage Golding in hopes that they can help you before you find yourself in a similar situation.
Hey, Trouble. Trouble. Hey there. How you doing, Trouble? Huh? You okay? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. He stopped in. I noticed that he was there. See, I seen this little bit right here. Listen, I just had to stop back in for a second to say, I just had to remind you that the dad drugged at Montrose. He told us the name of the place. Montrose Bar after drinking his wife's drink that was roofied. Roofied. I don't got nothing to say. That's probably what all I got to say through the whole thing. Can we please go ahead and watch this? Who was that? Did someone just show up just
now? And helping many rappers start their careers mismaking. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored. So tell us your story. You were out at a club without naming the club.
Right. I was out at a club.
Roofied. I don't got nothing to say. That's probably what all I got to say through the whole thing. Can we please go ahead and continue to watch this?
It was supposed to be just a normal night.
And it was just a normal night for Daniel and Melissa Zuniga. The high school sweethearts have been coming to Rudyard's on Waugh Drive in Montrose for more than 20 years. But that night took a turn like none before.
He had went to close out his tab and get another drink.
Security cameras inside the bar showing Daniel walking up to the bar and waiting to close out his tab.
Okay.
Back at the table, Melissa is waiting.
I had my drink right here in front of me, and then I grabbed it, stirred it, drank it, sat it down.
While sitting and texting their daughter, a man walked up and sat right next to Melissa. When she set her drink down, he said, "Hi." All right, that kind of creeped Melissa out, right? So she was on high alert, but it's what he said next that she'll never forget. "I think you're stuck with me tonight."
So I grabbed my drink and I told him, "I'm going to call my husband."
What's even creepier is the man walks right by her husband waiting at the bar. Melissa picking him out of the crowd while watching back this video. But still, they didn't realize what was going on or about to happen.
I was like, well, I didn't want to waste $8, so I grabbed the drink and I just swung it. I took a big swig.
By the time they were walking out the door, Daniel starting to fall apart. And by the time they got home in the energy corridor,
My mom had texted me upstairs and she was like, "Can you please come help me get your dad from the car?" Yes, we had to drag him in. He was crawling on the floor.
Daniel was violent, cussing, and nearly unrecognizable.
We thought he had just been very drunk because we'd never seen him like this.
When he woke up the next morning, Daniel didn't remember a thing. He took an over-the-counter drug test, which lit up like a Christmas tree for things he never takes. The only plausible reasoning, he was roofied, but the drugs weren't even meant for him.
It wasn't even for me. He wanted to hurt my wife. And that's even more infuriating.
The family has since filed a report with Houston police, who agree Daniel was drugged. The owner of Rhinyard's not able to speak on camera, but wants to help in every way possible, saying this kind of person isn't welcome at their bar.
This shouldn't end your life. You just got to be careful.
In Montrose, Gage Golding, KPRC2 News.
All around. I was supposed to. I'm going to play this back. And I said that this is 2 minutes and 32 seconds. So I'm going to try to beat my record. I'm going to try to beat my record because I said I'm only going to give 4 minutes on this story, because this story really it's a cut and dry. Remember, I told you it's black and white. It's black and white or some gray in between. Catch me if you find some gray. I don't know if there's gray in between. I just know it's black and white. Let's play this back okay, play it back.
Drinks at a local bar ended up being roofie. The husband and wife in their 40s went to their regular spot last weekend. Within minutes.
What I appreciate about this story is this. There's a couple of different things that you might have skipped through. The first thing that I like about this story that lets me know I might be on the up and up with this one. I might appreciate that there's a news station that took time. They took time. They took time to say, you know what? If I'm going to run this story and I'm trying to prevent other people from having to go through this, I'm going to show you the name of the bar that we were at. Wherever you got to show us the name of the bar. Why? Because if it happened to you, what's going to happen with anybody else that go into this bar? We know for a fact it happens at this bar because it didn't happen before you got there. I appreciate the fact that in the beginning of the story, they didn't cause me to have to put my radars up, or I didn't have to start thinking, because off the top you told me that she was roofied. Roofies is within a reason. There is an intent. There's an intent for that. When someone gives you a roofie, when someone shoots you up with the opioid heroin, there's so many others out there. I don't want you to tell me that somebody was poisoned by Xanax, but I'm going too far. Thank you so much for starting the story off the right way. It lets me know I might be dealing with a reputable news station. Let's keep going. Right there. We'll see her in a few minutes, right, guys? There's nothing wrong with this story. I'll probably only be on that story for 4 minutes or so.
Leaving, the husband was drugged so severely he could barely even stand.
He was drugged so severely he could barely even stand. Y'all didn't hear this man say that in the beginning of the video. What's else? There's nothing else to watch now. You've already given us the name of the restaurant or the club that it happened at. You already let me know, Rodriguez. You already let me know what kind of drug that this person was drugged with. You already let me know he could barely stand. And he was still in the club and he didn't have no fans. He didn't have none. He was a regular customer that went to a bar. I don't know if I should be comparing these stories, and let alone the news station. Isaiah Uncensored. Don't report on things that aren't right. Do your due diligence. Let's keep going here. I told you, y'all got 2 more minutes of my voice. I'm going hoarse.
They're sharing the warning signs with KPRC2's Gage Golding in hopes that they can help you before you find yourself in a similar situation.
Hopes that they can help you in a similar situation. I appreciate the hope of helping me. You've already given me a restaurant or a bar that I need to pay attention to when I walk in the room there. You already told me what they're putting in the drink. Let me Google this roofie and see the extent of what it can do for me. This isn't a Xanax. This not it. Xanax, you still got all your mind is there. I would like for you to keep talking, because my ears aren't making me move this fro. It didn't do it just then. And I'm appreciating you so far. I'll meet you one day.
It was supposed to be just a normal night.
A normal night. This was a normal night for this man. He didn't go there by himself. Don't merely make a difference, but he's with someone. He's not by himself. He's with someone. It's supposed to be a normal night. Let's see how normal his night is.
Well, it's just a normal night for Daniel and Melissa Zuniga. The high school sweethearts have been coming to Rudyard's on Waugh Drive in Montrose for more than 20 years.
We see the name of you again. Beautiful area. Beautiful, but what's going on in the inside of there? It's not the building. It's the people that go there, but it's still beautiful out there. Pay attention. You have to stay woke. It don't stop right there. Look at the surroundings before you go somewhere. You see how you're supposed to feel safe right there. You're supposed to feel safe. Look at this. Because it's communities that they won't even go in because it's unsafe. But the police is always fluttering that area. Look at this. And I wonder what kind of havoc came out of that.
But that night took a turn like none before.
He had went to close out his tab and get another drink.
Security cameras inside the bar.
Are these security cameras? So you went back to this club and y'all pulled security. This is the man right here. Hey, lady. You didn't get no cameras from where you was at? You hit 2 cars. There was no kind of cameras there, lady. You got 1 more minute. And I'm putting the link in the description for that story. She's not telling the truth. This man, he's on to something here. Let's keep watching.
Daniel walking up to the bar and waiting to close out his tab. Back at the table, Melissa is waiting.
I had my drink right here in front of me, and then I grabbed it, stirred it, drank it, sat it down.
While sitting and texting their daughter, a man walked up and sat right next to Melissa. When she set her drink down, he said, "Hi." All right, that kind of creeped Melissa out, right? So she was on high alert, but it's what he said next that she'll never forget. "I think you're stuck with me tonight."
So I grabbed my drink and I told him, I'm going to...
Right there. Right there. He warned her. And I give you all the props and big ups, lady. I give you all the props. I'm glad that you paid attention. I'm glad. 4 eyes. I mean, you got enough eyes right there. I'm just saying she got enough eyes where she looked beyond her regular eyes and she used the other 2 as well. That's a good thing. But she paid attention to the room as soon as he said, "You're going with me tonight." Most people would say something like that at a bar, but she didn't feel that. She felt something very, very creepy. She's going to tell her husband. She got up to leave. She got up. I can't listen. He said, "You're going with me tonight." In my other story, no one even cared if you even came in the club. You only had 2 fans. 2 fans. Y'all better go look back at the story. Here we go.
Husband.
What's even creepier is the man walks right by her husband.
Do y'all see this man? Pay attention to him. I don't know who he is. I don't know. I don't follow the stories. If say, listen, if something just tell me to just stop right there. Stop. That's what I do. Something just told me to stop, and I didn't realize this was even surfacing. I just needed to stop right here and bring this awareness. But if you are recognizing this guy, this is the guy that actually went through it, that was drugged, and then this is the culprit right here. So I don't know. I'm sure they got all kind of paperwork around. There she go again. Poor girl, keep coming in my face.
At the bar, Melissa picking him out of the crowd while watching back this video. But still, they didn't realize what was going on.
And I don't understand, Pops. What was you doing? You look like you need a knee replacement. I'm saying the way he's limped over like this, that when you limped over like that, sometimes there's issues with the knees. Where were you gonna run at? Like, what were you planning on doing? How was you gonna hump this lady? I'm just saying. Let's look. Keep watching. It's not for children.
About to happen.
I was like, well, I didn't want to waste $8, so I grabbed a drink and I
didn't want to waste $8 and grabbed a drink. You made a mistake. I didn't catch this earlier, but you made a mistake right there. You made a mistake. You did. You made a mistake. I try to tell y'all I don't want to keep putting myself in situations, but I have to, Because anytime I get to go back and I get to hold myself accountable, I have no problems with that. I got to hold myself accountable. It's not me going back that was the problem. It wasn't you at the club. That wasn't the problem. What the problem was, when I went back, I got out the car. My intentions wasn't to do no harm. Your intention was not to get drugged, but you right here, you just told it. You made a mistake. We all make those mistakes. I turned around. That wasn't a mistake, but I got out the car, but I didn't touch her. I still made a mistake. However, hold yourself accountable right there, because you did make a mistake. You didn't want to waste $8. You didn't even know where the drink came from, really. I don't know who put the drink there. You didn't tell that part, Zunzinika. You didn't tell all of that. So I'm going off of there. Even if whatever happened with the drink, I'm still saying you made a mistake. And because you made that mistake, that does not mean you're supposed to pay dearly for that. You're not supposed to. At the end of the day, you made a mistake. That's another warning to us. Start paying attention to our surroundings. With the first lady, where her problem was, even though her story is bogus, she left her drink on the table and went to the bathroom. She only had a swallow left, and the swallow that she had left, somebody put a whole Xanax in there. They crumbled it up, or they made it into powder, and they dropped it inside her cup, and she didn't even taste the difference in her water. But this man right here, he grabbed the wrong cup, and what happened, sir?
Just swung it.
You grabbed it and you swung it. You grabbed that drink and you swung it. You swung it so quick that you really wasn't paying. You already had other drinks and you don't want to tell us that. So that's why you made your mistake, because you was drunk. And it's okay. It's okay to be drunk. You know, the reason why it was okay for you to be drunk, because you had backup here. All y'all was drinking and driving. Not you, dear. I don't know you. I know she was. Somebody had to drive home, but you made a mistake. And you shrugged it down. That mistake, you shrugged it down. But let's keep going here.
By the time they were walking out the door, Daniel starting to fall apart.
By the time he was walking out the door, Daniel started to fall apart. Go back. The link is in the description. I'm going to wear her out. You know why? By the time he walked through the door, he was already falling. He was already down. He had somebody there to pick him up. There was an intent behind that. The drink was not supposed to be for him. He was already falling. Why did this lady, what she said was, she started feeling really, really oozy. She walked out the door. Go back and look at the description. I'm trying to compare apples to apples here. But we got a news station that's reporting it. You're doing it right. And you did your due diligence of homework. You didn't just look for followers. You didn't just look to expose someone. But let's keep watching.
By the time they got home in the energy corridor,
My mom had texted me upstairs and she was like, can you please come help me?
By the time they got home, the mom texted the daughter. By the time they got home, go back to the other story. Your daughter was on the phone with you. Your daughter was on the phone with you, ma'am. Why is it that your daughter was on the phone with you and couldn't get you home, or couldn't stop the police to say, hey, my mom is going through some delusional stuff. Something is wrong, and she only had water. But this young lady, this is the daughter. She's telling the truth. And I'm looking at her. I don't need to look at you to know when you're not being honest. You're deceptive. Go back to this link. I want you to go back to this lady, and I want you to ride when people don't tell the truth. It gets other people at harm. Or you take a vulnerable moment or time that they're going through and you use it for your own benefit. This lady, she was in an accident. Why? Because she was drugged. She drugged herself. She popped pills. She popped pills and she got in two, not one. One was from a fan and another one she couldn't prevent. She couldn't weasel her way out of that one. But where was your daughter? I want you to see these are these people's daughter. She's not cloaking for anyone. Her dad legitimately was drugged with a roofie, not Xanax. Your daughter's wait to wake you up the next morning. This little girl got up out her bed immediately. Immediately. It wasn't no, the police was with me and they took the report, and obviously they couldn't tell anything was wrong either. Because of course nothing was wrong. You living to tell the whole damn story. You wasn't drunk nor high. Not that bad. You was going in and out. This man fell by the time he got to the door. Y'all stop following fake news. I told y'all, y'all got 1 more minute with me because this is going to take me to part 2. Y'all better, let's go.
Get your dad from the car. Yes, we had to drag him in. He was crawling on the floor.
We had to drag him in. He was crawling on the floor. He didn't even care about a steering wheel. He didn't know what it was. How did she get back in the car from the first accident? She got back in the car from the first accident, Isaiah. Uncensored. His name of this is Isaiah Factor, Uncensored. These are legitimate people. Why didn't you guys do y'all due diligence? Isaiah knew that it wasn't right. Let's keep watching them. I'm about to wrap this up. Y'all got 2 more minutes with me. I mean this.
Daniel was violent, cussing, and nearly unrecognizable.
He was violent and cussing, and he was unrecognizable. But this young lady got pulled when she hit the second car, not when she got pulled. When she hit the second car, she was able to stand in front of the office. And I guess they didn't, I just said that. I guess they didn't understand. They didn't see it either that anything was wrong with me. You're damn right, because there was nothing wrong with you, Becky. There was nothing wrong with you, Karen. There was nothing wrong. You're utilizing good people. You're bringing people to your page. They have gone through stuff. This man is a testament. He was drugged. It was meant for his wife. Bless her soul, sexy. It was meant for her. There was a motive behind it. That he could have been raped. They raped this lady, murdered this lady, kidnapped her, tortured her, trafficked her. But they were going to traffic her back home. It wasn't going to be that long. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long they would have had her. Okay? This is not right. Awareness. We're going to wrap this up. 3 minutes at the most will be done.
He had just been very drunk because we'd never seen him like this.
When he woke up the next morning, Daniel didn't remember a thing.
He didn't remember a thing the next morning. So she heard this off a video. He didn't remember a thing the next day. This lady remembered 2 accidents. She remembers it took her an hour to get home. She remembered to pull over and go to sleep. This man could not make it from the door. If there are anyone else in Houston that this has happened to, or anywhere else, chime in. Let me talk to you. This has to stop. And I'm not really just going after the lady she told her LIE. She lied. I don't even like, when I have to say that word, that means it's the truth. You did it. This man could not remember a thing. This lady got on the news and told a story. He's not telling the story. I'm wrapping this up in 4 minutes.
Took an over-the-counter drug test, which lit up like
over-the-counter drug test. You know what that reminds me of? That Xanax that she took. She damn near got it from over-the-counter. That's how potent it was. Let's keep watching.
Christmas tree for things he never takes. The only plausible reasoning, he was roofied. But
he was roofied. Anybody that know better, if you don't know better, go and Google it. Xanax, I'm not saying it's one of the pill that won't hurt you or this, that, or other. But listen, you got to be on a whole level to get ruined by Xanax. And by her having that in her drink, I wanted to know how much water was left in the cup. And however much water was left in the cup, did they sprinkle it in there? Because it's not liquid. Did they sprinkle it in your cup? And if they did sprinkle it in your cup, you didn't taste the difference. Listen to me. You're not going to taste the difference of a roofie. You're not going to taste the difference like that. And plus, he had alcohol. It was an alcoholic beverage. She had water. Stop telling tales, okay? Don't tell this story no more. I'm glad that this story popped up on me because a lot of people going to want to throw shame at me. And I don't throw no shame at me. You throw shame at me because I'm going to keep it cute, but I don't know how long I'm going to stay mute. Keep it cute, but I don't know how long I'm going to stay mute. I'm telling you now. But you can send me anything you want to send me because I'm telling you 2 things about me, 3 really. If I say I said it, I said it. But I'm going to tell you the truth about it. Number 1. Number 2. I don't even know what number 2. Don't worry about number 2. We'll get on that in a minute. Because y'all got 1 second left on this video. 1.
Weren't even meant for him.
It wasn't even for me.
You already told us that, Pedro. We know
wife.
it was meant for your wifey.
And that's
Hold on.
even
Come on
more
now.
infuriating.
Houston police, who agree Daniel was drugged. The owner of
Daniel agreed. Daniel went to the Houston police. They agreed that he was drugged. I appreciate that, Houston police. But y'all got another person on y'all hand that's a suspect, and y'all need to do something about it. That lady that did that false report, y'all need to look more into that. That didn't happen with her. And I'm going to ride her ass until I get off of it. Maybe till the next situation come up. I don't know. Y'all see I got on my cute dress.
It's not able to speak on camera, but wants to help in every way possible, saying this kind of person isn't welcome at their bar.
This shouldn't end.
Thank you, owner of Rudy's Yard. Even though you didn't show your face, you didn't have to. It's a whole voice for you to see that they're even taking pictures and cameras, and you know something happened because you're willing to do whatever it takes to get this person off the street. You don't care about you're not looking to care about, your image, Delta, when you let those two passengers. Yeah, I'm going back. I'm going to put those links in the description as well. Delta, you let those two passengers just do whatever they want to do. Get rid of stuff. Go back and look at the video. But you don't want to say anything because you're scared you're going to lose two passengers. No, you're going to gain passengers. You know why? Because there's other people that agree they shouldn't have got away with that. Lady, you was not drugged. Stop saying you were drugged. It's not true. There are people that has really been drugged, and they really have emotional, physical, and mental scars. You did this because you hit two cars. You really hit one car because the other car you were able to pay them off. That's not right. The young lady that posted a video, oh, this man tried to give me an infection. You are a storyteller. You're trying to build your platform, but don't use that because there are people that actually have slept with someone and they have intentionally been given HIV, AIDS, and you come on with a bogus story. I'm going to put that in the links in the description as well. That'll be 3 stories for you. And every time I can reference back, I'm going to reference back. We make mistakes, but you need to see, should we be on the other side of that mistake? Or should that mistake say, I forgive you, don't do that no more? Y'all have a good day. This is your girl, Queen Dee Dee. I know y'all say I take it to a whole nother level. I do, because I don't sit on the surface. And when you come underground with me, you'll understand me. Check it out. This is your girl.
You just got to be careful.
In Montrose,
you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Let's check out on you got to be careful.